I had lived in Yamthoi speaking one language and one language only, Luotino.
Do you remember the famous Otonglo time narrator? The boy who stood on stage and made a whole country laugh and a president pose?
Mwa hii mlango, ama nitoe wembe.
In a country where millions dream, but only a few are heard, a young boy once stood on a stage with nothing but a uniform and a trembling voice and a story. That boy was Daniel Owira, famously known as Otonglo. And on that day, his words didn't just echo in a hall. They walked straight into the heart of power, into the ears of Uhuru Kenyatta. What followed was not just fame, it was transformation, like acid breaking through concrete. This is the full story of Otonglo. Daniel Owira's childhood was not wrapped in comfort. It was stitched together with struggle. Raised in a humble background in Western Kenya, life dealt him a tough hand early. He lost his parents while still young, leaving him under the care of his grandmother. His world was small, his dreams much bigger. He had only one close sibling, a sister. Together, they were like two candles in the wind, trying to stay lit in a storm. Sometimes there was not enough food. Sometimes school fees were a mountain too steep to climb. But inside Owira lived something rare, a voice that refused to be silenced. During 2013, during the Kenya National Drama Festivals, Owira stepped onto the stage. His piece, Otonglo Time.
I am a well-traveled man. Just the other day, Sepp Blatter himself had police called me, flashed me, M-Pessed me, tweeted me. Do you know why? You were simply begging me to go and sit next to him.
It was comedy, yes, but beneath the laughter was truth, raw and unfiltered. He spoke about poverty, about school struggles, about the everyday Kenyan child. His words were like arrows dipped in honey, sweet to hear, but sharp in meaning. That performance earned him a chance very few ever get, to perform at State House, Nairobi.
Swahilians once said, ukipanda pantosha, utashuka ambassador. I alighted at the ambassador, walked all the way to railways, took matatu number 9 octopizo Ivo.
And there, standing before the most powerful man in the country, he delivered the same piece. The room erupted in laughter, but something deeper happened. President Uhuru Kenyatta didn't just laugh, he listened.
I know that most of you have now started thinking that my life has been a bed of roses all through. But no, Mr. President, help me as to find the true story of this young man, Sylvester Bwamfumbe, Otonglo Time. Enyi madugu sikizeni leo, niwaambieni habari ya Otonglo. Enyi madugu sikizeni leo, niwaambieni habari ya Otonglo.
Moved by Owira's story and brilliance, the president did something extraordinary. He offered to support his education. But it didn't stop there. In a gesture that felt almost like rewriting destiny, the president also extended help to Owira's only family, his sister and his mother figure. Their lives began to shift from uncertainty to stability, from surviving to finally breathing. Kenyans began saying Owira had been adopted by the president, not legally, but symbolically. It was as if a door that had been locked for generations had suddenly opened, just for him. After that moment, Daniel Owira became a national sensation. Opportunities flowed like rain after a long drought. He appeared on Inspector Mwala, bringing his humor to television screens. He partnered with Naivas in back-to-school campaigns.
Maharaba wanafunzi. They say make hay while the sun shines. But ghafla bin vu sambusa nilipofika Naivas. It was great value this back to school.
It is the most wonderful times to be different. Save from 10%, 20%, 30% of.
He also worked with Telecom Kenya in the famous Kaduda selfie advertisements. Everywhere he went, people recognized him. He had gone from a boy with no stage to a voice heard across the nation.
Kaulizwa, Daniel Owira, ungependa nikufanyie nini? Akasema anataka kusoma. As in with options kama Lamborghini, Ferrari. Bro, mimi ningesema nataka kukuwa governor. As in, what was going through your mind then?
You see, I think I'm gonna nitaiangalia na environment that I've been brought up in, you know.
Yes, yes.
Have you ever been in a situation whereby you only know there are two things that inaweza kukutoa kwa hiyo situation?
Yes.
If it is not football, then ni masomo peke yake. I've grown up in slums. And slums inakuanga two option.
Na umekutana na the third thing. State House.
Sasa hapo daktari, hapo ndio sasa tunaitanga focus. Do you have focus?
Yes. Bilal,
yes.
President anakuambia, Bilal, unataka nini?
What?
3 billion. Tatu tu peke. As in, huyu ni nani wewe bado? Wewe ni nani?
Kingori wangapi wanapewa hata billion, lakini the next day they are waking up broke.
Kesi baadaye. Bilal, President
But life has a way of humbling even the brightest stars. When Owira sat for his KCSE exams, he scored a C+, reportedly. And the internet, it exploded. Some mocked him, others defended him. But here's the truth. Success is not just a straight highway.
Let's talk about school. How are you doing? Everybody wants to know.
I'm doing great. I'm doing fine. At least I'm doing great. I won't say that I'm that very good or that very poor. I'm just in the middle.
Let's talk details. You are a student at Highway Secondary School.
Yeah.
You're still a student there.
Yeah.
And we appreciate the support your teachers have given you. Most notably, I need to mention Mr. Maritim, who's the principal, and your drama teacher who first brought you to attention, Mr. Clifford Ouma. They have been of great support.
True.
So you're now a boarder. How are the academics?
I'm really trying.
A copy report form.
A report. Iko State House. How
Will you
could
feel like a report from State House?
How kuniambia nikuje nayo?
Oh,
It's a rough road with potholes, sharp turns, and unexpected stops. Daniel Owira chose not to stop. He joined Multimedia University of Kenya, where he pursued journalism and media studies. In 2019, he graduated, officially stepping into the world as a journalist. The boy who once told stories for laughs was now ready to tell stories that inform. In 2020, Owira joined Oakwood Brand Consulting, where he worked behind the scenes, shaping narratives, building brands, and learning the business of communication. Then came another major step. In 2021, he joined the Presidential Delivery Unit. For those who don't know, the Presidential Delivery Unit is like the engine room for government promises. Its job is to track, monitor, and ensure that key government projects, roads, health programs, education plans are actually delivered to the people. Think of it as the watchdog that makes sure words turn into action. Owira worked with the team for nearly 2 years, gaining experience at the heart of governance, from stage performer to government insider. In September 2022, he made a bold move. He relocated to China to pursue a master's degree in international journalism and communication. It was like leaving familiar shores to sail in unknown waters. New culture, new language, new challenges, but also new opportunities. By June 2024, he had completed his master's degree, expanding his knowledge, sharpening his skills, and widening his global perspective as a journalist. The boy who once spoke to a Kenyan audience was now ready to speak to the world. But behind the achievements lies a quieter truth. Fame is loud when it arrives and silent when it fades. Like many who rise quickly, Owira faced challenges: the pressure of expectations, the struggle to stay relevant, the transition from child to professional adult. The applause faded, the cameras turned elsewhere, and he had to rediscover himself not as Otonglo, but as Daniel. Life reminds us of one powerful truth. Sometimes all it takes is one voice spoken at the right moment to change everything.